Right then. Hello folks, seeing as, well, hopefully I've got my camera running, because last time I did this, I turned my camera off instead of turning it on, so that was a lot of pointless rabbiting on that I did there. But anyway, this is my last ride out on the Triumph, on my Triumph Speedmaster, and the reason being is I've bought a new bike. Yee! And I don't know if you saw any of my previous vlogs, but not so long ago I parted with a Kawasaki Z900 RS in favour of a BMW R1200 GS. So I had the choice, you know, part with the Speedmaster or part with the Kawasaki, and at the time I parted company with a Kawasaki, cracking bike, and I was going on about just how good that bike was. Long story short, missed it like mad, and I love the Speedmaster. The Speedmaster's a beautiful bike again. The engine is absolutely fantastic. It's just the bloke that's riding it has got a bit of a design flaw, mainly that I'm a big bugger. When I say big, I'm only, you know, 14 stone 10, not a bad weight, but at the length of my legs, a lot of people don't travel that far for their holidays, the length of my legs. So there's 6'4" of me, and I gotta be honest, after riding the GS, I jumped on the Speedmaster, and suddenly it feels like a rally chopper, and it probably looks like a rally chopper when I'm sat on it. So I thought, well, you know, it's not really a bike for really tall people. I thought it was, but I think I've been having myself on. So nice as it is, it looks like a Harley Davidson that you've accidentally put in washing machine with your socks, put it on red hot, thrown it in tumble dryer, and it's come out shrunk. They just make them a little bit too small. The Thunderbird were a fabulous machine, you know, that were dead right, that were a serious competitor for Harley Davidson. But obviously due to the Euro emissions law, that 1.8 litre engine, Triumph just couldn't unfortunately match the needs, which is a shame really, or they haven't been able to match it yet. You never know what's in the pipeline with Triumph. Hopefully they'll come up with something that's going to be a decent sized cruiser, one size that fits all, instead of one size fits small. And I'm just going the shortest direct route today as well. Usually I go over the tops, and it's a lovely route, but I'm going over to Cobb and Jagger. They've got a new Kawasaki centre at Shipley, where the old Triumph and Ducati centre was. Took a ride over there, fell in love with a brand new Kawasaki Z900 RS. It's the 50th anniversary edition as well. So I was lucky to get it, because they're like rocking horse shit at the moment. You know, you really struggle to get them. Anyway, they did me a marvellous deal on the Triumph, like Cobb and Jagger always do. You know, I've never got any complaints about them on that side. So here we go. But I'm going the shortest route as well because I'm nearly out of juice. I've got 29 mile left. Cobb and Jagger is 19 mile away from me. And so I'm hoping I've got enough juice, but at least if I go this way, there's 3 petrol stations between here and there, just in case my nerve goes and I decide I better pull in and put a fiver in. Because I'm your typical tight Yorkshireman as well, you know. I only like to breathe in, I'm that tight. I dropped 50 pence the other day. I bent over to pick it up that fast, it hit me on the back of the head. And I swear, me and my dad invented copper wire fighting over a 2p piece. Thing that is good about this, I don't know if other bikers do this, but this has got cruise control and it's on now, and it's fabulous because I set it in 30 zones because we're going through Hubie now, and when I had my Bonneville T120 I actually got nicked. I were overtaking a tractor, so obviously to overtake something you have to like get it up to speed, you know, and I got it up to about 40 mile an hour, just got past the tractor, and there's Plod playing Starsky and Hutch with his gun in his hand. I thought, oh crap, I might get away with it because I'm overtaking, but I didn't. It were speed awareness course time, but fair's fair, you know, and I gotta admit the speed awareness course itself, it was pretty good. It just let me recap on things that I'd long forgotten about, so no complaints about it really. I'd rather not have to do it by getting nicked, you know. It'd be a good thing to just volunteer to do. Get unnicked, get a life back on your licence if you do it without being nicked in first place. The one thing that did make me laugh though is the speed awareness course. It was in the time of COVID lockdown, so we had to do it online, and we had to do it through a medium that was called Zoom. And I thought, great, speed awareness, and it's on Zoom. Marvel at the irony. I'm just hoping I've got the settings right on the microphone as well today, because last time I went out I had a really nice ride. I had to cut half of it out because there were a crosswind, and when the microphone is on auto, as in, you know, the GoPro saying let me deal with all that, Lee boy, it doesn't work, it gets confused. And all I could hear were like random crackling every time there were a crosswind. Well, there's that same crosswind today. Yes, you go that way, mate. I'm just keeping an eye on the time as well, because I don't know if all insurance companies do this, but the one that I'm with, if you give them the time when your insurance needs to stop and your new insurance on your new bike needs to start, you're held to that time. You can't say, oh yeah, you know, sometime before lunch, mate. It's got to be a time. So if you give them 10 o'clock, then 10:01 is right out. You're not insured. 9:59 is okay, but 10:01, oh dear me. So just keeping an eye on time. I usually set off good and early, because any motorbike shop, it's like Toys R Us for adults really, isn't it? So if I get there a bit early and I have to wander around a motorbike shop, no harm done, providing I don't fall in love with another motorbike I've just seen, like. The other thing as well, and I'm not gonna name them, because like I say, I'm guessing all insurance companies are like this. I phoned them up yesterday, and all of a sudden I found myself in a queue for about 3/4 of an hour. And fair enough, you know, so you put your mobile phone down, you stick it on loudspeaker, and you just get on with watching TV. The only problem is they've got this background music, and they picked some pop songs, but they didn't pick enough. So I think there are about 3 or 4 pop songs, Well, that's okay, but when you end up being on wait for, you know, it was nearly an hour at the end of it, they must have had a few awkward customers. That just drills into your bloody head. 3 songs over and over and over again, one of which I hated with a passion as well. And oh god, by the time they answered the phone, I was already in a bad mood. I mean, I didn't express the bad mood I was in, because, you know, it's just some poor lad or lass that's on receiving end of a phone. They're employed by Bennett's. There's no point getting irate with people on the phone. So I had to kind of hold my anger and frustration, caused by listening to the same 3 brainwashing pop songs over and over and over again. But George Ezra, if I never hear Budapest again, it'll be too soon. Got to admire the video bloggers as well that can go out on a journey like this, and they can talk right away. I mean, you're in effect, you're talking to yourself, but they can talk right away through the entire journey, just non-stop. You know, they've really got the gift of the gab. I think that's fantastic. I run out of things to say. I mean, even if I'm out with a mate, I've always got this phobia about going out with just one mate, you know, a one-on-one thing, because when there's 3 or more of you, you can get some banter going, you know, and if you run out of things to say, you can sit back and you can listen to the other 2 talking away. When it's just me and one mate, I always get paranoid, because I run out of things to say, they run out of things to say. You just sat there with the whole awkward silence thing, and I think, you know, needs to be at least 3, especially blokes. You know, you get some good banter. If you run out of banter, blokes, we just default into taking the piss, which is great. Quintessentially English is how is what I'd call the Speedmaster. That's a good word for it. Even if it is made in Thailand, it's quintessentially English. The only problem from my side is quintessentially English humans were smaller than me, so you know, if you're anything under about 6'1", this is a fabulous bike. It really is. Go for it. Especially if you're just like you know, lazing about, pottering about. The only thing is, I would say as well though, is if you've got a partner that likes to leap on the back, don't buy a Speedmaster. It's not bad for letting people leap on the back to take them to the local shops, or maybe half an hour down the road. But the pillion seat is a thing of torture. The good lady, you know, she jumped on it, and I've got the comfort pillion seat on. She jumped on it, and she nearly had to jump off it before we got over to, after about 30 minutes into the journey from where we were going. And yeah, we bought an air seat that you pump up, and it made a difference, but you know, you wouldn't want to go. We went to Whitby. No, we didn't. I tell a lie, we didn't make it to Whitby. We got as far as Pickering, but I think we had to do about three stops to get off and let the blood get back into his legs on the way over there on this. So it's good for short hops for a pillion, but you know, anything more than that. And I even looked at, I'm glad I didn't buy it now, because obviously realised I'm too small for it, but I looked at Corbin seats as well, and they look nice, but when I took the measurements, the rear pillion on the Corbin seat is about the same width. It's the width that's the killer, so it wouldn't have really made any difference. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm a lucky lad to be able to have 2 bikes. So I'm getting the Z900 back, or at least a new one, a different one back now. But for pillion comfort, well, you can't fault that BMW GS that I've picked up. Such an easy bike to ride is this as well, you know, the gearing is bang on, the throttle response, everything's good on it. For beginners that want to think, smallish beginners that want a big 1200cc engine, that just like cruising about, yeah, this is fabulous, you know, there's no, it never surprises you. One of the things, some people, you know, they're not keen on the Kawasaki Z, the throttle response, you know, they're saying it really needs remapping, you know, because it's twitchy, and it is. But hey, that's a good thing. You know, I mean, you've got an inline 4, nearly 1000cc Japanese motorbike, twitchy. Bring it on. It's good. Oh, I'm down to 1 bar now, and unfortunately it's just round corner. It's saying 19 miles, so it's all good. It's all good if I can navigate all the Belden and Shipley lights, like, you know, you seem to get stopped every 50 yards around here. 18 mile on the clock. Eee, come on, lights. Just a wee bit further. Shipley's kind of a mecca for motorbikes as well, so just coming up on the left there you've got the Honda garage. There you go. We've just passed the BMW showroom. We're about to pass a Triumph and a Ducati, Triumph West Yorkshire, and we're going past that to Cobb and Jagger. If we turn left, there's another one. Oh, that's lucky, they're never on green. There's another one that sells Royal Enfields, so you can't go wrong. Unless you like Yamaha, of course. There's Triumph West Yorkshire and the Ducati showroom. All good stuff. $17 miles left. Oh, come on, pal. Just round the corner. Get me there. Not that you've any reason to be faithful, seeing as I'm selling you on, mate, but hopefully you'll go to a smaller human. Made it. Here we are. New Kawasaki Centre. I can't see my motorbike out here yet. And that's it. Bye bye, old friend. Never mind. Try and get somebody small for you next time.